What is going on, YouTube? It is Primitive here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a red-purple Imperialdramon decklist profile for the EX3 format. Now, if you can't hear it now, you probably will later in the video, but I am decently sick at the moment. I have been for the past few days, which is why I haven't been uploading, and I wanted to get something up for you all, and now that I'm starting to feel a little bit better and can actually talk, I wanted to get this video out for you. I was trying to get it up about a week ago, but since I haven't, I was able to optimize this list just a little bit more, and so I was happy to bring you a little bit better of a list. But as always with these deck lists, we are going to be going in one card at a time, so let's get on into it. So as always, we are going to be starting off with those Digitama. We are playing 4 Demi-Maramon. I don't think you need to play a 5th egg in this deck just because it's very unlikely you get to a 5th stack anyway. So just wanted to play the best egg, Demi-Maramon, trigger draw 1, trash 1 on deletion, and as you're going to see, we have a lot of cards in this deck that are going to be putting cards in your trash while also being able to cycle, and that's going to be very important because this deck plays a lot from your trash, whether that be from your champions or when you DNA Digivolve into your ultimates, whatever. There's a lot of play from the trash, so you want to be putting specific cards into your trash as you go along, so Demi-Mara is just one of the key pieces for that. Now, getting on into the rookies, we'll start off with the Gazimon. I decided that I like this over the other floodgates like Psychmon a lot more, just because I feel like there's a lot of decks gaining memory right now, whether that be through natural effects like Bloom Lordmon or Hydramon, or if that's through things like Purple Memory Boost, Blue Memory Boost, Hammer Spark, things like that. There's just a lot of memory gain in this format, so I found Gazimon to be a little bit better. We are playing a deck that can be a little bit slow at times, and so having the floodgates does sometimes slow down your opponent enough to give you the time that you need to set up. Next up, we're going to be having 4 of the Wormmon from EX3. So on play, you reveal the top 3 cards, and then you can either grab a red or purple Digimon with Freenus traits or a Digimon with Imperialdramon in its name, and then you trash a card among them and then put the rest at the bottom of your deck. So this is nice because you get to search one out and you get to put a card in your trash. So you get to search out, maybe you want to put Shadramon in there. You have that Shadramon in there. You can go ahead and grab out a Pyildramon, put it in your hand, put that Shadramon in the trash, and now you're set up to be able to go into your Flamedramon or whatever. We do have the Retaliation inheritable, which hasn't been the most impactful for me. It can be nice when you put a champion on top of this and you're able to get rid of a Mega, but for the most part, I don't think the Retaliation is the craziest inheritable, but it does have some niche uses. And to go along with the Wormmon, we have 4 Vmon from EX3 on play. You trash a card with Imperialdramon in its name or free in its traits, and you get to draw 2 cards. So very good cycle. Again, we want to be trashing these specific cards and cycling, so Vmon is just amazing because it itself allows you to build up. And then we have the inheritable of your turn. Where you have a purple Digimon in play. This Digimon gets plus 2 KDP, and this inheritable is much more powerful. I feel like this plus 2 KDP comes up quite a bit. Especially when you get up into your fighter mode, it makes it so you can survive a lot bigger of checks. So really do like the Vmon, especially if you can get a DNA Digivolve stack where you have 2 of these up and you're able to get that plus 4 KDP. It really makes your fighter modes almost indestructible. And to finish off the rookies, we are going to be having 2 Sistermon Blanc from Starter Deck 12. This is very much similar to the Vmon, where you get to trash a card and draw 2. And again, this is just being able to have a good, strong play on your first couple turns of being able to play this, trash whatever card you want, draw 2, get that cycle going, get a body on board that can swing. I don't think this card is the most crucial, so you don't have to play it, but I do think it does do a lot better than a lot of the other rookies that you could put in, so I just liked the Blanc here. Now, getting on into the champions, we will start off with the Quetzalmon, which is just a purple Armor Purge Digimon, and this might seem a little bit weird to put in, but shout out to my teammate Joe Dobby for putting this into my brain. This card is insane in this deck. Being able to Digivolve up, swing Armor Purge down into a rookie, and then Digivolve up into one of your other champions in the Shadramon or Flamedramon to then get their effects going just adds so much more aggression and consistency because you get the extra draw from the Quetzalmon, you get the extra check when it goes in. I'm a very big fan of this card. It doesn't really do any much more than what I just said, but just having Armor Purge and be able to get that extra chip in while also being able to have a good, consistent champion slot is very nice. Then we are going to be getting into our main key pieces here. So Shadramon, when Digivolving, activate one of the effects below. So you can either Digivolve one of your Digimon into a red level 4 with free in its traits, or you can DNA Digivolve this Digimon and another Digimon into a Digimon in your hand for its DNA Digivolution cost, and then end of turn, you may DNA Digivolve this Digimon and one of your other Digimon in play into a Digimon in your hand for its Digivolution cost. So that is very nice, and then Flamedramon to go along with it is going to have pretty much the exact same thing, except the only difference is instead of you may digivolve one of your other Digimon to a red level 4, this allows you to digivolve one of your Digimon into a purple level 4 with free units trait. So essentially, Shadramon allows you to digivolve one of your Digimon into Flamedramon, and Flamedramon allows you to digivolve one of your Digimon into Shadramon, and then you are going to be having the end of turn when you can DNA digivolve up, which then gets you up into your ultimates. And for ultimates, we are just playing the 8, the 4 Dino B, and the 4 Pyildramon. It's really all we need. So we'll start off with the Dino B. Does DNA Digivolve for 0 from a purple level 4 and a red level 4. So that's going to help us with those Shadramon and those Flamedramons. And then when Digivolving, when DNA Digivolving, you get to play a Pyildramon from your trash without paying its memory cost. And then on deletion, you get to play a Wormmon from your trash. Now, both these effects are very strong because when DNA Digivolving, you get to play a Pyildramon from your trash without paying its memory cost, meaning that you get to then essentially DNA Digivolve right away. And then also on deletion, you may play one Wormmon from your trash. So obviously the only Wormmon that we have is going to be this Wormmon, but this allows you to get even more search, even more cycle, which then could find you the dragon mode that you need to DNA Digivolve up. And one of the most important parts of Dino B is while this Digimon has Imperialdramon in its name, it can attack over your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. So this is huge because when you pair that with the piercing that we're going to be gaining from fighter mode later, this means that you can just swing over your opponent's unsuspended Digimon, pierce through them, use fighter mode's effect to not activate security effects, and so much will be going on. So Dino B is very crucial. And then to go along with it, we do have the Pyildramon, so he will be very similar to the Dino B as well, except for when DNA Digivolving, you get to play a Dino B from the trash, and then on deletion, you play a Vmon, and then its inheritable is going to be giving you security attack +1 when you have Imperialdramon in its name, which is huge, because now you, with the fighter mode, as we're going to be going over, you can make it so you don't check security effects at all, and so being able to stack up security attack +1s with either the Pyildramon or the TIE Tamer that we'll be going over means that you can just go for 3, 4, 5 checks with no security options, boost it up very high from the Vmons that we went over before. So Pyildramon and Dino B are very strong once you get them set up. Once you're able to get out to 1, you can really start to snowball the game. Now to get on into the Megas, starting off with the Imperialdramon Dragon Mode. So this does DNA Digivolve for 0 from a purple and red level 5, which is you can use either Dino B or Pyildramon. You can DNA Digivolve 2 of them together to get on top, but because of their effects to play the other, you normally are going to be DNA Digivolving these 2 together. When Digivolving, if DNA Digivolving, your opponent chooses one of their Digimon, deletes the rest. So essentially, if you have 3 Digimon on the board, you're making your opponent pick 1 and delete the other 2, which is extremely powerful, especially because, as we talked about with Dino B, you can attack over your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. So if you just leave them with 1 Digimon on board and then blitz and then swing over it, they don't have anything else on the board. So Dragon Mode is a very aggressive and control-y card. And then when attacking once per turn, you get +2k DP for the turn, and then you get to Digivolve into a fighter mode from your hand for its Digivolution costs. So you're pretty much always going to be Digivolving into fighter mode on the when attacking if you can, because fighter mode, you Digivolve for 2 if it contains Dragon Mode. It has piercing, which is very important because, like I said, we are going to be swinging over your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. And then when Digivolving, you may return 1 Imperialdramon Dragon Mode from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to the bottom of the owner's deck to prevent opponent's security effects from activating for this turn. So that is not security effects like option cards like it would with a Delicate Plan. It just says security effects. That would mean Tamers. That would mean Digimon like Geogreymon or Zwart Defeat. They do not activate with this. So being able to have that piercing, being able to swing over your opponent's Digimon, being able to stack security attack +1, you can really see how this one card can really make a huge dent into your opponent's security, especially with those DP boosts. Like I said, you have the Vmons, or the Dragon Mode itself gives you the +2k DP, so it's going to be pretty hard to take this down in security. And then on deletion, it has both the Dino B and the Pyildramon combined, where you get to play 1 Wormmon and 1 Vmon from your trash without paying their memory costs, so even when this goes down, you are able to get a pretty wide board going. And to finish off the Digimon, we're just going to have the 1 Death Xmon because this card is absolutely insane. I don't really think there's a lot of room for more. I don't even think you necessarily need this card in the deck, but it is just so good that there's really not any reason to play it, especially because you are playing purple Digimon in the Megas, so you could Digivolve this on top of one of your Megas instead of hard playing it for, maybe you could hard play it for 12, or you could Digivolve for 6, and so this does come in handy sometimes, so Death X is just Death X. Now getting on into the option cards, we'll start with the 1 of Night Raid. Now this card is pretty good, although a little bit weird at the same time. It's not necessary. Basically what this is it's a 2-drop rookie that you're able to recur from trash. So if you don't have a rookie in hand, you can play this Night Raid out. You can get out a Vmon or a Wormmon. Obviously you don't get the on-play effects, but then you have a Digimon on board to be able to go into your Shadramon or your Flamedramon, start to get the combo going. So Night Raid is very good. It's just a cheaper rookie. I guess you could technically play this as just a 2-cost rookie, but this does have the security effect of activate this card's main effect. So if your opponent swings into this, you can play out say a Vmon, you play out the Vmon, or you can play out a Gazimon on your opponent's turn to slow them down, things like that. So Night Raid is very nice, but not super crucial, but it does help the deck enough to where I do like Night Raid. Then we got one Calling from the Darkness, and this is just because it's restricted down to 1 now. If you could play it at more than 1, you definitely would in this list, because just as you've seen, we do have a little bit lower count of champions and ultimates, and you only have 3 fighter modes, so sometimes you want to recur these cards, so you'd probably go up to 2 or 3 callings if it wasn't restricted down, but since it is, we are just going to be playing it at 1, but this card is absolutely crucial in this build. Then we got 3 missed memory boosts, so you get to trash the top 2 and then draw a card and then delay gain 2 memory, and this could be purple memory boost if you were looking more to search things, but as I said, you do want to play from trash a lot, so I do like missed memory boost a little bit more, being able to trash those 2 cards from top and then draw a card. A little less specific on what you get to your hand, but being able to build up that trash is very nice, and then the delay gain 2 is just the main power spike of these memory boosts. And to finish off the options, we're going to be having 2 Deathclaw. There's not too much to say about Deathclaw. This is a pretty standard purple removal card. It's just you don't really care about popping a lot of your Digimon in the early game with this, and so being able to slow down your opponent is nice. There isn't a lot of removal in this list, and so just kind of like the Deathclaw as your base, it's very cheap. It doesn't pop things that are very big, but you don't need to worry about that too much with this list. I don't think Deathclaw is super necessary, I would think, but it's just one of those cards where when I took it out, I wanted it back because it's just very consistent, it's very good in what it does, and it's very cheap. And to finish off the list, we are going to be going into our Tamers. So starting off with the 2 Tai. This is our Memory Tamer, but also gives all of your red Digimon with 4 more Digivolution cards security attack +1. And since our Megas are purple and red, we are going to be getting that security attack +1 from Tai. So being able to pair that with the Imperialdramon security attack +1 means you can get these up to be checking multiple checks, and the Tais do stack with each other. So if you have both Tais out, you get security attack +2. So need that Memory Tamer, and also I just like this over something like Matt, because Matt will be able to recur you sources, but Tai gives you that aggression that you need, because like I said, this deck is a little bit slow, so being able to have something to speed up your end game will compensate for the slower early game. And to finish it off, we got the 2 Analog, and so again, another card that is able to do a lot of search while also getting cards in trash. Reveal the top 3, add 1 to your hand, trash the other 2, and then whenever one of your level 5 or higher Digimon with sources is deleted, you get to gain a memory and hatch a Digi-Egg by suspending this. And so this is just very nice, because once you get up into your fighter mode, this usually goes down. Your opponents want to get rid of this as soon as possible, so once they get rid of this, you can use Analog to get a little bit more resources, but that's really not the main purpose. The main purpose is for the on-play effect. Again, being able to get that cards in trash and get that search, while also being able to just have something very strong that gives you more resources later. But that is going to be the list. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know down below what you like and didn't like about this list. If I was stumbling over my words a little bit in this video, I do apologize. I am trying to get over this sickness, but I again wanted to bring you all something. So if you do test out this list, let me know what you think of it, but I'll catch you next time, hopefully with an unsick primitive, but happy you have a great day. Peace out.